I tell you again, that would be 1960, I suppose. It was February 1960.
Correct.
Yeah, it would have been a night duty that night, and as it so happened that time, we had no car. We were just in push, like, doing a mobile patrol all around the town. So we could have been in any side. We could have been over at the hospital area there and then Scott Road, and it just so happened we walked up to the top of O'Connell Street, and it was about 1:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And I remarked how quiet it was to my comrade there, Tom Ryan, and we just walked very calm, and all of a sudden, and then looking towards the Limerick direction, standing at the corner, the sky lit up from right to left, crimson, red, different colours. It was just an unbelievable sight, and I thought, I said, is it a meteorite? I said to Tom, my comrade, and it kept going. The whole sky went from one side to the other, and then it gradually then came back slowly, and disappeared. Nobody, he said, I tell you what, the planes go out, he said, till around this time, around 1:30 in the morning, and he said, I bet you it's a plane crash. And so, of course, I couldn't comprehend that it could be a plane crash, but there was a kiosk there about 100 yards from the telephone kiosk, and then they rushed over them. We rushed down, and Tom took up the receiver and tried to contact Shannon straight away. And there was nothing but sirens going and sirens.
Right.
And he knew straight away it was a crash, so we made our way back to the station as fast as we could. And
could you hear the sirens from Ennis?
No, we couldn't hear the sirens. Oh yeah, he could hear them. Well, on the phone, of course.
Oh
yeah.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Oh, I heard. I actually was beside him. I heard the sirens myself. I was right beside him. So well, he knew straight away, like, that it would have been because the planes, he said, go out at this time. He said, every night it was about 1:30. And so we went back to the station, and when we had left with everyone, we got up as many as we could. They went to, we left with the fire brigade and ambulance, of course, and on the Red Cross, and as many services as we could think of, and then we had to go, as some of our lads wouldn't have phones, we had to go around the town and up around the hospital, different places, and we had to call lads, wake up guys to get them out, like, and tell them to come, to be prepared to go down. So, in any case, I suppose it was nearly an hour to 3/4 of an hour, an hour and a half, I suppose, too. And a car left Ennis there, the first car left Ennis, and I hopped in with him, the other man stayed behind, and I hopped in, so I straight down, and he had to cater low until the point where the crash was. So, of course, it was pitch dark, but when we got near the scene, the blaze before we went into the field at all, you could feel the heat, and as we went in, the whole place was littered with debris, and with sunglasses and all over, since we knotted out broken sunglasses, but there was every bits of pieces. And the first thing I saw going in, and I saw a leg on its own.
God.
A leg
Had you much trouble getting into the field? Was there many obstacles?
But no, we hadn't strangely enough, there was we were able to get in all right, because we just parked there outside the roadside. We were able to get in. No, we had no problem access, but the ambulances had been there, and they had been loading up people, and nearly there might have been, I don't know whether there was any of them gone at the time, because there were bodies, like, and injured people would say brought to Ennis and everything like that. But we just went in anyhow, started to look for bodies and that, and as I could see, the main body, after it hit the cemetery wall, the plane parted, and the main body went in one direction, and the tail went in another direction. And so you could, the heat and the blaze that was the name of it, you couldn't go near it, it was, well, because they're very intense, and the smell of burning flesh was something terrible. I've never experienced it. But I went towards the tail anyhow, and just to see, and I looked in at the tail, and there I saw a lady. She appeared to be a hostess or something, and her seat belt was on her safety belt. She was in the very corner, and her head was hanging, and she was dead. She was dead, of course, and that was the only thing that I saw. And then, as I looked as well, here I saw another body, and then he was a male, and he was pinned underneath the tail. He was kind of buried, half of him was buried under it. So, straight away, my understanding would be when the plane, when it was actually after it hit the wall and that and burst in two, of course, a lot of passengers were thrown out and they were going all directions, but he was unlucky. He would have been out and maybe just running, and when the tail was swinging around, it caught him and it buried him. He was half buried in the ground, so that was awesome, really, Okay. So, well, we, of course, there was pandemonium around the place, and when we remained there until all the bodies had been, taken by ambulance to the different hospitals and that, to Leamington, Ennis, and we remained there at the scene until morning. I think until morning.
Do you have any recollections of dead sheep?
Now it's funny. I don't. I can't. I know I don't really. I can't remember. But I suppose that could have been. But if it was so, everything was so hysterical, and the scene was so, the whole scene of debris and there was kind of roaring and shouting and so there may have been now, but I can't recollect really.
Yeah, that's very very interesting. Your memories of that, very very graphic. Could I take you forward another 12 months into 1961? If we could talk for just a minute about President Airlines, which went into the mud, not far off the end of the runway. What are your recollections of President Airlines?
Well, we got the word of that, and that I think there were 83 people or something on it, and crew, and I heard of that. We were posted down to Shannon, and I was involved in the search there all along the banks and that, just near the mud banks and that.
Yes.
And
that's the Silver Strand area, isn't it?
Yeah, all that area. I would have been involved in that, and then there were bodies retrieved, of course, that night. But actually, that search went on for 3 weeks. But I know whether it was that night or the night after, I was they set up a temporary morgue in Shannon for the body. So
in the fire station.
I got the job. I was actually inside the morgue. I don't know why I had to be inside it, but I was locked into it, and there were bodies inside. I'll never forget that scene. I can see them all. Decomposed bodies. Well, this was, I suppose,
must have been horrific.
Yeah. This would have been maybe 2 weeks after, but I know the search went on for 3 weeks. Definitely went on for 3 weeks, and I was there when the embalmer came from Belfast, and I met him there, and speaking to him that. But as I said, I was there for that anyhow, and more or less that was.
And I bet there are events that you'll never forget as long as you live.
Oh, never, and really, I was spell of stress for a while after, you know, like which you would be like, you know. And no, never, because I came to Ennis in '59, you see, and that plane Alitalia was February
60.
60, you know, it was very very close.
Let me ask you a question, Timothy, and you've been fantastic with these recollections. At the time, with the police force, with the Gardaí, was there any kind of counselling for the likes of you who came across all of this?
Oh, listen, not a bit. No, and you know, when you think of it after, I suppose that's post-traumatic stress. And actually, it's funny you should say that. I was involved in it, and just in another incident there in '89. There was a big hijacking. Well, we were hijacked up in you see the Clare division was up into Tipperary, and we were on patrol there on the main Dublin road, and we were actually on the by road going towards the silver mines, which is it's been the Killaloe district, but it was in our area. I was in the divisional traffic corps, but we went down this little by road, and the next thing, this van was parked, kind of partly obstructed. It was a very narrow road, but it was very wet at the time, so we kind of was in a strange place, and anyhow we went to get out, and sure the next thing, those two guys hopped out with machine guns, and so they were put to our heads, and we were both put down in the ground, you know. And afterwards, I remember that if I made the slightest effing move, my brains would be blown out. So anyhow, that went on. They took our car, they took the patrol car and went off, and when we came to, anyhow, we got up and looked in, so there were guns inside, and they had masks inside and everything. Apparently, they were getting ready. They were going to. We filed unexpectedly a kidnap. There was this fella. He was Ryan. He was in the.
Oh, that's Tony Ryan.
Tony Ryan, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tony Ryan was the founder of GPA. And in fact, as I said to you yesterday, I was involved a little bit in the aircraft trading and leasing business. I actually met him at the Paris Air Show once or twice. But yeah, that what you're saying now rings some bells. I do remember hearing about that, and I think that's the reason he started to arrive to work. After that, he wouldn't go by road. He had Wester Bell 222 helicopter to take him from his house to GPA. So that was the reason that happened.
Yeah, well, I think it was well kind of, known that they were actually going to kidnap Tony Ryan. Like, there were two top IRA fellas as well, and they were going. That was.
He would have been a prime target.
He was, and where we were down that road, that Dollar Road, it's off that main Dublin road, or the Michnina Road, like this road goes down there, and you bring it to Dal and that part of Tipperary, like, and he would have been down there. His castle was down there,
yes.
And they were getting organised to do that.
He was a bit of an art collector as well, amongst other things.
Yeah, but it was a perfect spot for them to hide and wait. They would have been very not far, a couple of kilometres and that away, and maybe less than 10 or more from the scene, like, or from the castle and that,
Yeah, well, and I will say one thing to you, Timothy, just on the basis of these descriptions that you've been talked about. You've had a very eventful, dramatic life in the police force.
Well, I had a few incidents, all right, that I haven't forgotten. But coming back to that, your post-traumatic stress, really, we were very upset. Do you know what they want? They were putting us to work the following day.
Yeah, that story, that's interesting that you say that, because when I interviewed Pat O'Connell, who his father was an APO, a police officer, and he was out to President and Alitalia. They were back at work the next day. There was nothing for them, nothing.
Oh no, there wasn't, and we were really in bad shape, after that incident as well.
Yeah.
And but I remember I didn't go. I went sick. But we had the two of us in my company. All of us didn't, and then they said, "Oh, you're right, so you wouldn't be fit to go," But there wasn't anything at all. That word wasn't even used first, and that existed.
It wasn't really recognised in those days. Well, what can I say to you, Timothy? But I'm very much obliged to you for taking my call. It's been fascinating talking to you, and thank you very much for giving me these interviews. And I'll make sure that the descriptions of these events will, in its own way, kind of live on through these little documentaries. So I'll let you get on with things. But thank you very, very much.
The only thing I just wanted to say, I kind of forgot to say. Now, I had a few little artifacts, little pictures and stuff that I picked up from the ground, and I had for years, including a rosary leaf, but I know there was one priest on it. But
there was, yeah.
It's funny, I had those little things up to about 3 weeks ago, and I brought them into Clare up in there. There's a lady, she might have in Ennis there, she might have been Clare, Melissa McMahon is her name.
Oh, Melissa, I met Melissa, yes, I know the lady.
Yeah, but there's something she said she'd pin them up there, but I don't, and there were kind of photos of an Italian family, and because most of them are Italians that were on that.
Yes.
But in any case, just wanted to say that. But
that's very interesting. The rosary beads more than likely came from there was one monk, an Italian monk on board.
The Capuchin monk, yeah, I found
correct.
Black rosary beads.
Yeah, no, he survived the initial impact, but he died 2 days later in the regional hospital in Limerick.
Oh, that's
yeah,
we'll heard about him all right, like that. But I didn't know, when he died or anything. Yeah.
Timothy, I'm going to let you get on. I think you were about to head into the shower, but I can't thank you enough for everything that you've given me.
Yes, and anyhow, thanks very much. That's as much as I can give you, and
you're a gentleman. Thank you so much.
Never to be forgotten.
Absolutely, 100%. Timothy, have a nice weekend for yourself.
Thank you very much, John Peter.
A pleasure, a total pleasure talking to you. Thank you, Timothy. Take care.